She stood at the edge of the corporate plaza every morning, fingers moving fast, eyes scanning faces like she was counting exits instead of people. Naina was 17, deaf since birth, living with her widowed mother in a one-room apartment across the river. She cleaned offices at night with her mother and attended a vocational school during the day. The plaza was not part of her route, but lately she couldn't avoid it. A man had been following her. She was sure of it. At first, she thought it was coincidence. A tall man, mid-30s, tired eyes, always dressed in plain shirts, always carrying a thermos. He appeared at the bus stop, then near the crosswalk, then outside the glass building where she practiced sign language transcription as a trainee. Every time she looked up, he was there. Not close enough to touch her, close enough to notice, close enough to make her chest tighten. Naina couldn't hear footsteps or whispers. She relied on patterns, and the pattern told her something was wrong. One afternoon, she finally gathered the courage to tell someone. Inside the office where she interned, she signed urgently to the HR assistant, her movements sharp and shaky. The interpreter frowned as she translated. She says a man keeps following her. Every day, same person. HR's reaction was instant and loud, even though Naina could only read lips and feel the tension in the room. Security was called. Emails were sent. Someone whispered the word harassment. Another whispered lawsuit. By the next morning, the building was on alert. The man appeared again at the plaza, holding his thermos, standing near the coffee kiosk. Security approached him before Naina even arrived. People watched from behind glass walls, curiosity thick in their eyes. The man didn't resist. He looked confused, then worried. When he saw Naina across the street, he raised his hand slowly, palms open, like he was afraid of being misunderstood. They escorted him inside. His name was Armin, single father, data analyst, employed at the same company for 6 years. No prior complaints, clean record. But none of that mattered once the accusation spread. In corporate spaces, perception moved faster than truth. They questioned him with clipped words and careful distance. Why was he near the girl every morning? Why did he follow her route? Why did she feel threatened? Armand tried to explain, but his voice shook. He said he wasn't following her. He said he was making sure she got to work safely. That answer made things worse. Naina watched through glass as he spoke. She couldn't hear his tone, but she saw the way his shoulders curved inward, the way his hands trembled when he gestured. It didn't erase her fear. It confused it. The company suspended Armin pending investigation. His access card was taken. His desk was boxed by someone else. By evening, internal chat channels buzzed with judgment. Creep. Abuser. HR covering it up. No one waited for facts. That night, Naina couldn't sleep. Her hands replayed the signs she had used. He won't stop following me. Those words felt heavy now. She hadn't lied. But something about the man's eyes haunted her. They hadn't been hungry or angry. They had been worried. The next morning, Armin didn't appear at the plaza. Neither did the security guards. Naina walked alone, heart pounding, scanning reflections in windows. Halfway across the crosswalk, a delivery bike sped through a red light. She didn't hear it. She didn't see it until a hand grabbed her backpack and yanked her backward. She fell hard onto the pavement. The bike missed her by inches. People screamed. Phones came out. Someone shouted angrily. Naina sat frozen, hands scraping the ground, breathing shallow. Then she looked up. Armand was standing over her, face pale, eyes wide with fear, not for himself but for her. He had followed her again. Before anyone could say anything, Armand stepped back, raised both hands, and pointed urgently at the traffic signal, then at her ears, then signed clumsily, incorrectly, but with desperate effort. Danger, cars, please careful. Naina stared. No one had ever tried to sign for her before. Security arrived again, this time faster, this time angrier. They pulled Armin away while he kept pointing at the road, at the bike, at her. Naina watched him go, her fear replaced by something else, something like shame, something like realization. Later that day, she asked the interpreter for a meeting. Not with HR, with Armin. The room was small, glass walls, neutral colors. Armin sat on one side of the table, hands folded, eyes down. Naina sat across from him, hands clenched in her lap. An interpreter stood between them. Naina signed slowly this time. Why me? Armand swallowed. My daughter, the interpreter voiced. She's deaf too, same age, same school district. When I first saw you almost get hit weeks ago, I panicked. You reminded me of her. I didn't know how to help. I didn't want to scare you. I just wanted to make sure you were safe. He reached into his bag and placed something on the table, a folded piece of paper. Inside was a printed map. Her route. Marked crossings. Dangerous turns circled in red. Nina's hands trembled. But why not tell me? She signed. Armand's eyes filled. I tried to learn sign language online. I'm bad at it. I was embarrassed, and then I waited too long. The room was silent. HR entered before either of them could say more. They had reviewed security footage. Weeks of it. The footage showed Armand keeping distance, stopping when she stopped, slowing near roads, never approaching, never touching, never speaking. It also showed something else. A senior executive had ordered security to escalate the issue publicly before reviewing evidence. The company had been under pressure to appear zero tolerance. Image over truth. Armand was cleared, but his reputation wasn't. Nina stood up suddenly. She walked to the glass wall facing the open office floor. People were watching. She raised her hands and began to sign, large and clear. The interpreter rushed to keep up. He saved my life. He never hurt me. He protected me when no one else did. Murmurs spread. Faces changed. Armand didn't look up. He was crying quietly, shoulders shaking, the weight of days finally crashing down. The company issued an apology. Quiet, carefully worded. No announcement. No acknowledgement of harm done. The executive responsible was transferred, not fired. But something else happened. Naina returned the next day with her mother. They brought tea. They brought thanks. They brought kindness where suspicion had lived. Weeks later, Armand started a volunteer program teaching basic sign language to employees. Naina helped design it. His daughter attended the first class and smiled at Nina like they had always known each other. The plaza felt different. Now, safer, not because danger disappeared, but because someone chose to care without being asked. Nina no longer signed, "He won't stop following me." She signed something new. Someone saw me and didn't walk away.